Hello, I'm Sarah Poet, and I would like to talk today about productivity through the lens of feminine and masculine energy and feminine and masculine life leadership. So, productivity, it's a really good thing. We need it in life, we need it in business, we need to get things done. But oftentimes, we are overriding our feminine essence in order to be productive. So there is a bright side and kind of a dark side of productivity and work. And when we come into right relationship with both feminine and masculine, we move out of the shadow side of productivity and are more effective in our work. So I'm going to dive into that for a few moments today. Thanks for being here. Thanks for listening. So productivity is really an old cultural priority. Of course, we want productivity and work. We want to get things done. We know that when we go to work, traditionally, we're going to get things done. This is emphasizing a masculine energetic, the action, the getting things done, the forward momentum, the end product, and emphasizing that without much consideration of what I would call a feminine energetic. Now, it's great that culturally we're starting to recognize that the feminine energetic has something to do with rest and replenishment, and it does. So in productivity, oftentimes we are doing for doing's sake. And that is like the masculine without the feminine. That is a hustle culture, and it further depletes our bodies, our resources, our earth's resources, our workplace resources. So we don't want to just focus on productivity, but we also need to redefine the feminine and its role, because the feminine is not just rest and replenishment. Yes, there are these natural pauses that we need. Oftentimes when people awaken to these concepts of feminine and masculine, it's as if the feminine is just there to provide rest. You know, women who have been in a productivity cycle are often very tired from overworking. And so then they find the feminine and they find rest. However, it's not just rest that we're talking about when we're talking about incorporating a healthy feminine. What is a healthy feminine is actually creativity and insight and inspiration. So what I like to talk about are cycles, okay? Cycles of how we use our energy, no matter what gender body we are in, and cycles of feminine and masculine energy in our work that leads to the right use of energy without waste, without wasting time, and without just like endlessly producing for no reason. So the feminine energetic is, yes, restful, but also gets quiet, gestative, if you will, like a pregnant woman. You know, she's got to wait while the ideas fill in, while the inspiration and insight come to her. The feminine isn't always just women, and the masculine isn't just men. Of course, we all have both. Okay. And when I believe that when we optimize these, we optimize our work and our effectiveness, not just being productive for productivity's sake, because truly we could do and do and do and do all day long, but not really see the effects in our work that we want to see. And I would argue that this is because we are out of balance with feminine and masculine, and actually out of integrity also. So when we are just overriding for the sake of getting things done, for the sake of being productive, and we're overriding our natural cues, our natural cycles, I think that's out of integrity. I think that's out of integrity to ask our bodies to do that, especially as women. So incorporating cycles of time where you're structuring time where you can get quiet, where you can brainstorm, where you can see what natural insights arise, where you can tune in, which is a phrase that I use about just sitting and intending to connect with, the energy of a project or the energy of your business itself, and see what wants to happen and get those like natural inspirations, which we override so much in the traditional workplace. And so when we pause and we do allow that time for the ideas to gestate, what we are going to get is very important information that cannot be forced. It cannot be pushed. In the patriarchal hustle culture, we did a lot of pushing, okay? Pushing for productivity, pushing for things to get done. And now we're not doing that. I'm advocating that we not do that. So what happens when we take that time to be in the feminine energetics and to gestate is that we get something that's much more pure and much more true and much more, I'll even say, soul guided or divinely guided. These ideas that kind of like just poof, they come because we've given it space. And so then the feminine doesn't just sit and rest all day. Then she creates, or then it creates. And so what comes from this feminine essence, or what comes from the woman in business, or what comes from the organization that allows for these natural processes of gestation and creativity, is that, what happens next wants to happen. It wants to happen. It naturally elevates. And it's almost as if like creation energy itself is behind it. And there's an aliveness in that, if you can feel that. There is an aliveness in that. And so what comes from that is going to have a different energy, a different essence. I would say it's also going to be more prosperous than what is pushed for productivity's sake. So I'm advocating that old notions of getting things done to get things done, productivity, be actually replaced with ideas of creativity and this cycle of going into the feminine, getting the idea, and then the masculine executes the idea. And so there's this cycle where the masculine respects that you have to go in. You have to go into that place of like inner knowing, or that place where you can just sit until the ideas come. And then from there, the masculine executes. This is the exact way that I am actually creating this video right now. I did not know that I was going to create this video today. And what happened was my energy was in a lull. And I found that interesting because I did a lot this morning to bolster my energy, but there was something going on in my workday that I needed to respect. And so I set the timer for 20 minutes, and it didn't even take that long. I sat down to breathe and to rest and to allow my nervous system to come back to parasympathetic. And then this idea came. And so I don't know why this idea came, but I can respond to the idea. And I'm trusting that there was a reason that the idea came. And so this is a very creative way, and this is a very entrepreneurial way to use our energy, right? But it's in feminine, masculine integrity. Because if I had made this video for the sake of making the video, it would have been rather lifeless, to be honest. But what happened was there was a natural spark, a natural intuition. And so I made the video. I answered the call. Okay, the feminine's doing that a lot. It's like answering the call. And then I used my replenished energy. If you'll note, I rested first, got the idea. I feel great. I'm not exhausting myself by making this video. So it's not productivity, it's creativity. Do you see? Happy creating if I can be of service to you, your entrepreneurial journey, or your workplace for consultations in what it looks like to integrate feminine and masculine leadership, going beyond gender. Let's go beyond gender and talk about feminine and masculine leadership in our work, in our creations, and in our daily lives and our life leadership as well. You can reach out to me, sarahpoet.com. And it's my pleasure to talk to you, consult with you about what you've got going on. So thanks for watching and have a creative and an integrated day.